The foundation wanted to get the Interpreter Center set up to inform the public of what happened here. The Japanese were interned and they wanted to tell their end of the story as well as what the government went through and how they got here. There were 10 camps set up. Most of them were west of the Mississippi. The internees that were here at this camp came from Central California. They wanted them to move east of the Rocky Mountains in general. And the two generations, the older generation, the Issei, came from Japan, and so they were the immigrants that came over. The Nisei were the second generation, and those are the ones that the government really wanted to contain with fear that the war would move inland after the bombing of Pearl Harbor. They had 7 to 10 days to pick out everything that they could possibly bring with them or would want for the rest of their life, and then to get rid of everything else. Some of the buses even, were totally packed, overloaded. They put them on trains and actually shipped them in by train loads into Heart Mountain. The first train load brought in 1,100 people, and our census book actually holds right under 15,000 individual names. They were given individual numbers, and they had their family numbers. And this is actually what got them to camp. They had to wear their family tags with that number on them and put it on their luggage as well to hopefully keep it with them and hopefully keep all their children with them. It's not something that's in the history books, but the story needs to be told. Everybody can see the different aspects of camp and how they had to live and how broad it was. Camp itself took up almost 70 acres, so it was a very large place at one time, and the camp was full. And now we're actually filling it back up with people coming to visit. A lot of the children come in of the internees, and they were never told the story. They moved here as kids, they moved on when camp closed, just nobody ever talked about it. So it's very rewarding to have them come in and bring generations that aren't knowledgeable about it. The internees were here at Heart Mountain from August of 1942 to November of 1945. They were given $25 and a one-way ticket when the government decided to close it down. This was one of the last camps to close, and it was the last to be built. The memorial itself is now owned by the National Park Service, and it was actually made into a memorial with the help of some individuals around the community that thought that it is very important to retain this history, this knowledge. The individuals started this interest and started collecting pieces that actually one day did become our artifacts here at the museum. To learn more about Heart Mountain and what we have here, we have our website at heartmountain.org. We work with the travel councils to get the schools in. We do have a virtual walking tour on our website that people can go into and view some of our exhibits and the stories that we have to offer.